I know there's some of you that enjoy it, and probably I don't know if on YouTube actually, because this wouldn't be a video in my playlist called Relative Hatred. This person is not related to me, although it's a relative hatred nonetheless. But her name is Justyna, and she was like either 14, 15. I was 20. She was much underage. It was in this house, except I lived in the attic. I had a long attic room. It was a long room, and she just came over, and she knew I didn't know my cousin Luke fully existed. I had this hunch, but anyway, she must have known him. I think they had a sexual experience, honestly. But she came over with her mother, and multiple times she came to my attic with my cousin Gabriella Scarupa. It's my direct first cousin. And we were just sitting around, and they were both underage. And it's like, well, these it's like, it was like a premise, like we should get in a relationship. My mother said, I want you to talk to her, you want to have a girlfriend. I'm like, I'm like 20. I was in college, my first year in college, first semester. And it's like, like I didn't want anything to do with her. She was undeveloped, and she, even if that, that was the first part. I was like, that's a young person. I never, I didn't, have any sexual thoughts about her or premises actually hit on her, and yeah, it's like I want to have my own life. I was, sitting in my attic. I didn't have a social life, but I was going to college. I actually like college, and I was thinking, maybe I'll do something. This, I'll go out to the city. I don't know, but it's like it was nothing going on, and she was just getting so annoying. And it's like, I remember one time, it was like the last time we got in an argument. Actually, well, she got in an argument. She came over and it's like, I was like, I was smoking like cigarettes and it was like, ashing out. And I was just like, I think, it'd be better if you just stop coming over like that. It's just, I could come over here whenever I want. I was like, what in the fuck? I was just shocked. And I told her, I think you gotta fucking leave. I think you gotta get out of here. And I don't think I told my cousin, you gotta get the fuck out of here. I don't know if I cursed. And then, I called it fucking Satan or some shit. Called it Satan. Years later, this telepathic communication, she tried to instigate with other people that I'm going to go to hell after that. And because I called her that word Satan. I mean, yeah, I get it. So it was egregious. But her face, I mean, she's like, she smiles like that. Also, she was just beyond like intrusive, And I was just, I don't know if I was scared of like, if it was like some kind of setup, you know? And I told her to leave. And I had, by the way, the attic is a long room, so she alone walked to the stairs, and then she stood there. It's like I don't know if she was waiting. I think she was waiting for something to happen. Either I was gonna push her, it was gonna happen to me, or something. And I was like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "Nothing. What? What are you doing?" She was just standing in front of me. I walked up to her, and, in the stairs, to go downstairs. I'm like, "Can you just go?" And then like nothing happened. Then Gabriella came over actually. You know? And we walked downstairs, and I think I was like, I was trying to be reasonable, and then Milka felt kind of, I don't know if she felt embarrassed actually. I don't think so. I think she started smiling. She played her little game as well. It's not like they stopped coming over. Like sometimes later that I came from school. It was like at 1 o'clock. I'm coming inside my they're sitting right there on the table, and I'm just like oh fuck. And the Milka can oh hey woo gosh like that. I'm like, oh, geez. I mean, it's like it's uncomfortable, but the whole premise behind it, it was just not that I never got closure from it. It's just that it was just so absurd of her, and just the whole history with her and Milka, how they disrespected me. They really made its way to like find other people. I not that I knew. It was individuals I worked with at the Polish, it's a Polish beer distributor. They knew the people behind my back, including my parents, and it was just like, it was unfucking believable. So, it was a whole thing. And then, like, yeah, years later, it was her and a bunch of either 27 other people. They said I'm going to get, after that, I'm at 28 hells. And, one of the guys, the manager at that Polish beer distributor job, he actually used it form of symbolism. Like, I had to deliver 28 beers somewhere. There's it was 6 cases. I think it ended up, or maybe I had some singles to 28. And they're trying to tell me I'm gonna get hell in the afterlife because fucking I had little transgressions versus your transgression, you know. And that's the time that it was a night, and it started like a mental anguish and based with fear. There's individuals that, and they started doing something, and I never experienced this full telepathic mental communication word for word. I never fully experienced it like that. So I didn't know what was going on. I knew there were individuals, but it's like, I thought they had some kind of power over me. And, a couple months later, it's shocking nonetheless. I started actually answering aloud. I didn't put up with that stuff. And then they became not just quiet, but they started, I don't know, saying hang yourself. And like, then they started, talking in third person to me. Or they just mentioned in third person. Like someone else, like, oh, I'm doing something. Like, oh, he doesn't know in Polish. I mean, I tribalized. I laughed at that. What am I supposed to fucking do? Get angry at that? Which are ridiculous fucking people some of them are. So that's Justyna over there, and I'm one of the 20 hells. Like, I'm gonna fucking get for fucking what? For fucking what?